I know this may sound like a surprise to a lot of people, but I've never had a Full Metal one-on-one match. It's either been like a triple threat or it's been a classic match, which I've done well with the classics. Sure, love classics. But yeah, this is brand new territory for me. I'm striking ground, trying to lay my claim, and I'm doing it against Mr. Sean Wasserkrug. I hope I'm saying that right because I am so bad with last names. Good with first names, not bad with last names. I wish I could say that I'm starting off strong against a rival of mine, but Sean's pretty decent guy. I have never seen anything bad about him. Not to mention he is part of one of the most synonymous tag teams in any of the leagues. So rightfully so, I am at a disadvantage, but that's also when I usually shine. Lots of people always figure me as the underdog, and I always come out swinging, win, lose, or draw. Draw would be actually funny. We'll see what happens. All I know is I've studied enough for this. My eyes are burning from watching the television long enough. So let's get this over and done with and just pound some pavement and make sure that everyone comes out of this smiling. More so me, but everyone smiling. T.
Wow. Singles match in Full Metal. I feel like I get one of these once a year. I'm so excited that I'm actually getting one so early in the year this time. Kirk, you're not my partner tonight, bro. You're my manager. But
Yep.
this is weird. It's weird.
No, I mean, I think it's the start of something for you. We were talking before the match about, how rarely you've gotten to play singles, and it's, 2 years now. We've done a lot of damage in teams, but now I think this is a start. I'm getting out of your way so you can shine. I'm not, dragging across, dragging on your ankle, holding you back. It's all Sean. This is your game. This is your format. You put the work in. You're built for this. And I think this, like you said, we're getting started early this year, and I think this is something you're going to build off of. I think this is your first match. I think you're going to get a big win here, and I think you're going to just build up some momentum. Ryan's a great guy. He's a veteran. He knows his stuff. But I think this is, like I said, I think this is your time. This is your year. We're just getting started tonight.
Yeah, with other leagues, I would say about 50-50 player, probably better than 50-50, but teams is where we really shine in this league. This league and its format is built for me. We created the round 3, you and I, and Club Dread. And I have basically made it a very big focal point of my studying. So basically it's one of those things, we get to round 3, we're good. My only loss was a triple threat match, which I scored 19 points in. Mm-hmm. So even at a loss, I was pretty dangerous. So basically, we just got to get through it, go to the end, and keep moving on. Hopefully, I get more than just one match this year. Ryan is a great guy. I got nothing negative to say about him, so no trash talking here for that. But let's just hope for it to be a fun match. No crazy challenges, no crazy antics or anything. Just a straight up movie trivia match. May the best man win.
Let's go.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Full Metal Trivia. I am your host tonight. I am Brian the McGuffin Michaels, and with me here at the desk is Jake Meltzer. How are you doing tonight, Jake?
I'm doing good. This is an interesting match because you have two guys who I think they both haven't really had as much of an opportunity in singles. We know what Sean has been able to do in teams, you especially, having just played them for the title recently, but Ryan, I think, is a sneaky good player also. Like, he's definitely shown that he has knowledge. Like, if he knows something, it just comes to him. So I think this is going to be a really interesting match. And it's been an interesting season to sort of start in the few matches that have come out. It's been sort of nerve-wracking for me as a writer. But I'm excited to get this going. So
absolutely. I mean, these are two guys that they had a little bit of tough luck early on, and just because of the size of the Full Metal roster, they haven't gotten to play a lot since then, or in some cases any since then. So we got a chance here where they can get one more chance to see what they can do, and we're going to get right down to it then. So I'll introduce our competitors. Coming in first with a record of 0 wins, 1 loss, he is Ryan, the Real Ordeal O'Regan.
Woo!
And his opponent, representing Jurassic Sharks and Club Dread, with a record of 1 win and 1 loss, it is Sean the Crusader Wasserkrug. Welcome, gentlemen. You've been here before, but we do need to give you the rules. Jake, go ahead and for those round one rules.
Sure thing. So the rules for round number 1, both competitors will get 8 questions from 8 different categories. You'll have 15 seconds to write an answer down on your whiteboard. After time is up, both competitors will show and say what they wrote. And if you get the answer correct, it will be worth 1 point. If a competitor answers all 8 questions correctly, you will receive a bonus question.
All right, and just a reminder, for the entire match, you do get 3 repeats and 1 challenge. All right, so we're going to start you out with question 1 of round 1. In the category of animated films, who provides the voice of Max in The Secret Life of Pets 2?
I just wanted to say that I really like Ryan's sweatshirt. Yes, Plague Boy. Very clever.
I know I didn't even notice that. I saw the bunny at the corner of my eye and assumed it was just a regular Playboy. 5, 4,
Want to know where he got that?
3, 2, 1. With Ryan, I'm not sure you do want to know. 0. Let's start with Sean.
Patton Oswalt.
And Ryan?
First, it was from Kirill is here. Assholes live forever. You can get that, and it's Patton Oswalt.
Both correct. It is Patton Oswalt.
All right, question 2 comes in the category of romance/rom-coms. William owns what type of business in Notting Hill?
What kind of business would you like to own, Jake?
Well, they don't really exist anymore, but it would be kind of cool. It would have been kind of cool to own a video store like in the 90s.
It would. It would. I worked at a video store through the entire 90s. Best job of my life.
Mean,
I miss
I
it.
worked at Blockbuster the summer between my freshman and sophomore year. So were good times getting all those free DVDs to watch.
I still live on free swag too. T-shirts thing. 0. Time. Let's start with Ryan.
It was a bookstore.
Sean?
I've never seen it, so I just went different and said beer.
It is a bookstore. So Ryan taking a 1-point lead. As we go into category 3 in category of crime. Who plays Detective Big Nick O'Brien in Den of Thieves?
This movie is like the most shameless Heat ripoff you'll ever see.
It absolutely is, but I like this movie a lot. I think it's actually very well done, except for they try to have this twist at the end, which I didn't care for. But
yeah, I did not like that either. It was fine. I actually particularly liked this character.
Yeah,
it was probably my favorite part of the movie.
5, 4,
but
3,
it is
2,
too long.
1. Pens down. Start with Sean.
Not nearly as long as he's Gerard Butler.
And Ryan.
I was just guessing it because it sounded generic as hell, so I said Gerard Butler with a question mark.
I'm sorry, the correct answer is Gerard Butler without a question mark.
Oh, don't even start.
Both get the point.
Parentheses.
All right, question 4, Jake.
Okay, yes. Question 4 in the category of drama. In The Firm, after graduating from Harvard Law School, Mitch McDeere winds up working for a law firm in what U.S. city? Where would you rank this on the Tom Cruise running power ranking?
You know what? It's been a long time since I've seen this one, so I don't even remember him doing much running in this, although I'm sure he did.
There's one scene where he is running. It's pretty good.
Is he doing his usual pointed hand thing where he's looks like the T1000 running away? Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. It would be interesting to see him in a T1000 in a sprint 100-meter dash.
Markers down, Ryan.
Never seen it, so I just guessed Chicago.
And Sean.
Don't knock the T1000 run. I did that all through Little League. I said Washington, D.C.
Both incorrect. The answer is Memphis. Memphis. So no perfect rounds. Going to question 5. Question 5 will come in the category of Oscars, also known as that shit show that just happened.
I knew someone was going to say it.
The question is, Moonlight won how many Oscars at the 2017 ceremony?
Speaking of shit shows, right? When this happened.
Yeah.
But,
it's kind of ironic that this, or maybe you did this on purpose for all I know.
I swear I didn't, because I wrote this match before the Oscars on Sunday. I had no idea what was coming. Like the best picture not being.
Yeah, I actually tapped out at about the 2 hour mark, so I missed the whole last hour and heard about it, and I was like, oh, I'm glad I left when I did.
I stuck it out.
3, 2.
I'm an Oscar shill.
0. Sean.
I think I messed up. I did 3.
And Ryan?
Well, then we equally messed up because I also said 3.
Neither of you messed up. The answer is 3. For Best Picture, Best Supporting Actor, and Best Adapted Screenplay.
Adapted Screenplay. I knew there was one other one.
Oh.
Just wasn't sure.
All right. Question 6 comes in the category of 2000s. What 2000s film primarily takes place at a university called Atlanta A&T?
I swear, like the document thought that said Atlanta AT&T. Could be a very different movie.
Wait. No, it's not. I don't think AT&T is based in Atlanta, and this is not an HBO original movie. I actually don't know where you can find this movie on streaming, but this was a cable favorite for me growing up. Absolutely.
2, 1. Markers down, and that's not even a hint because I would never have picked that for him. Ryan.
Couldn't think of anything good, so I just said Van Wilder.
And Sean.
Drumline?
It is Drumline.
Yeah.
Sean tying the game back up at 4-4.
The Nick Cannon classic, Drumline.
Going in. Question 7 in scores and soundtracks. Who composed the score for every M. Night Shyamalan directed film, from The Sixth Sense to After Earth?
Yeah, this was when I saw this, I was like, "Wow, this person even stuck it out for The Last Airbender."
Yeah. Speaking of shit shows, because of the theme tonight. Okay,
I know, right? I've actually only seen the first 2 of those, Sixth Sense and Unbreakable, which are both fantastic. But from what I've heard after that, there's not much good.
3, 2, 1. Markers down. All right, Sean.
I like Signs. I said M. Night Shyamalan because it's a twist.
And Ryan.
That would be a good. James Horner. I have nothing.
Oh, so close. James Newton Howard. I
don't even know who that is. That's too many names. I can't think of it like that.
I can't give you a half point, but we'll pretend that you have a ghost point there.
No, just the James. Just give me a third.
And Jake will have the final question for us.
Yes, the final question, as always, comes in the category of plot summary. Name the plot of this 70s. Name the film from this 70s film from this plot. I can't speak. An honest New York cop blows the whistle on rampant corruption in the force, only to have his compatriots turn against him.
There should be a twist next time. We name the movie. They have to give the whole plot to us.
I know, right?
And they have to write it out on their board entirely.
Yeah, I wrote it incorrectly in the doc. So
that's one of the things, as you're reading it, you're like, wait, this isn't right.
Yeah, it's like the white hot spotlight of being live got to me.
2, 1. Nobody using repeats in round 1. Okay, Ryan.
Sure, yes. I just said The French Connection.
And Sean.
I guess Serpico.
Serpico is correct. Sean taking the 1 point lead coming out of round 1 with a score of 5-4. Is that what you got?
Yeah.
I forgot to go grab my whiteboard to keep score, but
I'm fairly confident I have it correct.
I have to.
Okay. All right.
Gotta watch Serpico.
So Sean with just a 1 point lead, still a very close game as we head into round 2, which of course is the wheel round. Why don't you give them the rules for round 2, Jake?
All right, round number 2. There are 10 categories plus 2 strengths on a wheel. The leading competitor will decide to go first or second, and the player going first will choose either red or black, and the wheel will be spun and will land on either a category or a color. If a color is spun, the competitor with the corresponding color will choose a category for themselves or their opponent. If a category is spun, the competitor can choose to take it or respin. If they respin, they will have to stick with whatever category the wheel lands on. From that category, the competitor will receive 4 questions worth 2 points each, and multiple choice is available, which will reduce the point value to 1. Opponents can steal the points available if the question is answered incorrectly. So do you want me to read the categories as well?
Sure, go ahead.
All right, so the categories on tonight's wheel are comedy, Uma Thurman, 2001, A Movie Odyssey, so movies from the year 2001, action adventure, musicals, directors, Sean Penn, Lock 'em Up, prison movies, fantasy sci-fi, Paul Thomas Anderson, and Sean's strength of post-1990 pro wrestlers in film, and Ryan's strength of live-action Batman, as well as Red or Black.
Okay, Sean, you have the lead. Let's bring in your manager.
Good pull on that Serpico, Sean. You know, I'd have been upset if you didn't get that
I'm
one.
pretty sure you would not have a partner anymore if you got that wrong.
We're doing our normal thing here, right? Or is there anything on that wheel makes you want to change your mind?
No, we'll go second.
All right.
Okay. Malcolm behind the scenes there, if you bring the wheel up for us. Oh, that is right. Ryan, do you want red or black for your color?
Well, considering you like my hoodie so much, I guess I'll go black.
Okay. So black will be your color. And go ahead and give it that first spin.
Wheel of morality, turn, turn, turn. I'm sure I'm the first person to ever did that.
It's on directors. Would you like to keep that or spin again?
Let's spin again.
All right. Stuck wherever this lands. It is on your color of black.
Oof.
So what category would you like to take?
Well, considering the cavalcade of categories you had there, let's play it safe and go with my favorite, the Batman.
Batman? Okay. All right, do Batman. And just because I am in the same faction as Sean, why don't I read for Ryan just to avoid any proprieties there? All right. So.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
I also even told Jake, I'm like, don't send me the document until right before the match. I don't want anybody to even suspect anything.
Yes, I am an island unto myself, but everyone else is crewed up.
All right, so here we go. Batman. All right. Remember, you have multiple choices available, but that will reduce the point to 1. Stealing is available.
Right.
Senator Finch is from which U.S. state in Batman vs. Superman: Dawn of Justice? Sorry, Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice.
Yeah, you started off with one of the worst ones. Oh, I should hate that. I have an idea, but I don't want to risk it, so multiple choice.
Okay. Is it A, Tennessee, B, Mississippi, C, Kentucky, or D, Georgia?
Okay, my choice wasn't up there.
Answer or repeat in 5, 4, 3, 2.
Tennessee.
Tennessee is incorrect. Sean, for the 1-point steal, your options are A, Tennessee, B, Mississippi, C, Kentucky, or D, Georgia.
Stuck between two. Georgia.
Also incorrect. We're looking for Kentucky.
Ah, that was the other one. Oh.
Kentucky.
That wasn't my other ones. That would have been the other one.
Question number 2. In how many live-action Batman films does the Joker physically appear on screen?
Ooh. Oh, wait. Oh, I almost wondered. Does Justice League Snyder count?
I can tell you the Snyder Cut is not considered.
Yeah, the
Okay,
Snyder
okay,
Cut.
okay.
But do you do an answer or repeat in 5 or multiple choice? 4, 3, 2.
Repeat the question.
First repeat for you. In how many live-action Batman films does the Joker physically appear on screen? Five, 4, 3, 2, 1.
2.
2 is incorrect. Sean for the 2-point steal.
3.
3 is correct. Using Batman 66, 89, and The Dark Knight.
Ah, the 66 one. Oh, wow, I didn't even think of that.
Question 3. In Batman and Robin, Pamela Isley is working for Dr. Woodrue in what country before she turns into Poison Ivy and makes her way to Gotham City?
I want to say Brazil.
Brazil is correct for 2 points. Question 4. Who plays John Daggett in The Dark Knight Rises? Five, 4, 3, 2.
Multiple choice.
Multiple choice are A, Ben Mendelsohn, B, Guy Pearce, C, Matthew Modine, or D, Joel Edgerton.
Oh, I'm sorry. Can you say the first two?
There's A, Ben Mendelsohn, B, Guy Pearce, C, Matthew Modine, or D, Joel Edgerton.
I don't know why, but I want to say Ben Mendelsohn.
That is correct for 1 point.
Yeah, all right.
All right,
It
so
felt like a blink and you'll miss it sort of thing.
all right, so Ryan pulling 3 points out of his round 2. So now we're going to go to Sean's side. Bring that wheel back up.
And I believe that ties the game at 7 with the 2-point steal from Sean.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right. Spin that wheel.
Spin it again.
Yeah.
I'll take it. I'll take it.
Directors.
Yeah. There's a lot more things I like on the wheel than that. So, yeah, let's go ahead and spin that one again.
All right, Sean is stuck wherever this lands, unless it lands on Batman again. Category of comedy. And
All right, Sean, you know we're at score-wise. You know where we want to be going in round 3. Do what you got to do to get there.
All right.
And Jake is going to read your questions in comedy.
All right. So, Sean, your first question in the category of comedy. In what 2000s comedy will you hear the following quote? I watched this movie, Liar, Liar, and the message was don't lie. And that was a smart movie.
Hands down, probably one of my favorite comedies of all time, 40-Year-Old Virgin.
That is correct for 2 points. We're aligned on that one. All right, question 2. Who plays Stifler's mom in the American Pie franchise?
Jennifer Coolidge.
That is correct for 2 points. All right, question 3. Trading Places takes place in which city?
New York City.
That is incorrect. Ryan, the chance for the 2-point steal.
Only because I guessed it earlier in the match. I'll just say Chicago again.
That is also incorrect. Looking for Philadelphia.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
Which I'm sure makes Kirk very sad.
I just knew it was somewhere cold. I knew it was somewhere cold.
At least it wasn't Pittsburgh. Then you'd really be in trouble.
Oh, geez. We wouldn't hear the end of it. All right, question 4. In Bridesmaids, who plays Ted, the man with whom Annie has a casual sexual relationship?
I hate this movie. Multiple choice.
All right, your multiple choice options are A, John Hamm, B, Jason Sudeikis, C, Chris O'Dowd, or D, Andy Samberg.
John Hamm.
That is correct for 1 point. So with that, the score going into round 3 is Sean 12 and Ryan 7, I believe.
That is what I have as well. As we're going to get into round 3, which of course is the deep cuts round. I think didn't they rename this? I don't remember.
Just call it round 3.
I'm not in charge. It's just round 3. Okay.
The round of death.
All right. Go ahead and give me the rules for round 3, Jake.
All right, so round 3, there is a wheel with 8 different movies on it, and the wheel will be spun to determine the movie for each question. For each movie, there will be 1 question worth 2 points and 2 questions worth 4 points each. There's no multiple choice available and no stealing. Players will have the option to respin once throughout round 3. If a movie has no questions remaining for a respective point value and a player lands on it, they will get a technical respin. The player behind will start answering questions first. Once that player ties or moves ahead of their opponent, the other player will get the first question. On the first 4-point spin for a player, the first 4-point question will be asked. On the second 4-point spin for the same player, the second 4-point question will be asked. And each player will go back and forth answering their questions until a player is mathematically eliminated. And the movies for this match: The Terminator, To Catch a Thief, Videodrome, 27 Dresses, Secondhand Lions, Collateral, How to Be Single, and The Town.
An eclectic bunch for you guys. Must have been an interesting couple days for you.
Yeah.
My brain, my poor brain.
Yeah, thank Bill Cariola for 2 of those. And not
All
the
right,
2
Ryan, you are behind, so we're going to start with you until you take the lead. So Malcolm, please bring that wheel up for us. All right, here is your spin for your 2-point question. And on Secondhand Lions, would you like to use your 1 repeat or keep that?
Let's use it.
Use the respin?
No. Let's stick with.
You want to stick with Secondhand Lions?
Stay.
Okay. All right. Your 2-point question for Secondhand Lions. Who plays Meg Caldwell?
Kira Sedgwick.
That is correct for 2 points. Okay. So score is now 12-9. So we're going to have you go ahead and spin again for your 4-point question.
All right.
Land on To Catch a Thief.
I will stay with that.
Stick with that. Okay.
Let's just do signals.
All right. Your 4-point question in To Catch a Thief. What does Bertani tell John to do to make sure Houston knows it's him when they meet at the flower market?
He wants him to flip a coin in the air.
That is correct for 4 points. All right, so the score now being 13-12. We're going to go over to Sean's side. So let's bring up the wheel and bring in his manager. All right, here's your first spin.
You good?
Yeah, I think I'm good.
All right.
You want to keep that?
Yeah, we'll keep it.
Okay, Jake, you want to give him question collateral?
I certainly can. All right, Sean, your 2-pointer in Collateral. Who plays Ray Fanning?
Mark Ruffalo.
That is correct for 2 points and the lead.
All right, so you've regained the lead. We're going to go over to Ryan. There's a make it or break it question for him. You need to hit this one to stay in the match. If you miss it, then Sean will win. So go ahead and give it a spin for his second 4-point question. And you do still have your respin left if you want. The Town.
Ooh. And I forget how fickle Full Metal can be with the final question. So, I'll stay with it.
Sticking with The Town for his 4-point question. All right, your question is, what does Jem do before he commits suicide by cop?
How specific do you need?
Something
Generally,
in
as long as we know what you're talking about, it's not super specific. But.
He's proclaiming that he gives up, but he's got both his guns ready to go as he comes out of hiding before he gets shot.
And your winner, Sean, the Crusader Wasserkrug. The correct answer is he takes a sip of soda from a cup on the ground.
Yep.
But he does do what I said afterwards, does he not?
That's when he goes out. That's like when he goes out. But before he does that, like before he goes out, he takes the sip of the soda on the ground.
I mean,
that's how he commits suicide by cup, by jumping up with both guns. But
yeah,
do you want to challenge it? We can review the scene.
I mean, I would kind of want to challenge it simply because it's a matter of like the timing. I mean, before he actually gets shot, it's what he does. So, I mean, I don't know how far back you have to say what he does, so I would challenge it.
All right, we're going to have a challenge. We'll be right back. All right, we're back from the challenge. There was a discussion. Myself, Jake, our third judge behind the scenes, we watched the scene. And while he does take a sip of soda before he jumps out, he does say, I surrender, before he jumps out. So there are technically more than one correct answer, depending on interpretation. We have agreed that the best resolution is to just throw out the question, and we're going to give him a new 4-point question in the town.
Bullshit.
So,
I'm sorry, Sean.
So, Ryan, your real 4-point question, your last question in the town. What does Claire say she always thinks of on sunny days?
Oh, this one's actually harder than the other one.
Answer or repeat. 5, 4, 3, 2.
Repeat the question.
1. That's your second repeat. You have one remaining. What does Claire say she always thinks of on sunny days?
Oh, I think this one I'm definitely getting wrong, but I'm going to say...
4, 3.
Repeat the question.
Your final repeat. In the town, what does Claire say she always thinks of on sunny days?
Moving out of Charleston.
And your winner,
There we go.
Sean, the Crusader Wasserkrug. The correct answer was someone dying. She thinks of her brother dying.
Yeah, the brother. Fuck the brother. But yes.
Great match. Came down to the end of round 3 twice. Unfortunately, it just did not go Ryan's way, but still a close match. A great performance by both guys. Let's go into our post-match interviews. Let's start with our unfortunate second place player, Ryan O'Regan. Ryan, tough match. I know that town question is gonna haunt you. But how are you feeling overall about your performance?
The second town question isn't going to bother me because I really did flub on that. I'll admit that. The first town question, I wish could have just stayed and just, been the staple, and we could have seen how Sean would have fared. Which, if you count the odds, there was probably a good chance he was going to beat me, especially after how round 2 went. Round 2, it's my own fault for being so unfamiliar with the way Full Metal singles matches goes. And I'm so just used to the way the classic is that I forget that it can really turn the screws sometimes when it comes to some of the questions being asked. So the Batman stuff, I thought, okay, fine. But I actually knew more of the comedy answers that Sean had than I did of the Batman answers. So That's just me I guess now getting into the groove of it and now feeling how Full Metal really is. And when they say that Full Metal is pretty much like the, upper echelon, like the hardest of a lot of leagues out there, there's good reason for that. Because you say the third round is deep cuts, I'd say even the second round can be deep cuts depending on your own personal proclivity.
It can be, especially when in strengths. They tend to be, not super difficult, but they tend to go a little bit deeper sometimes in the strengths because it's something that people really know.
I'm just like I got Brazil. Fuck it.
But again, you had some good pulls in that match. And you did a pretty good performance here, and hopefully we'll see you again, whether it be in singles or teams. Hope you have a good time.
Anything, to be honest. I mean, whether it be classic teams. I know Ryan just had his match, and he actually won. So now he's going to load that over me, I'm sure. But all the more reason to actually get back into the thick of it. As long as Ryan's on his his path, I'll hopefully be there along with him.
All right. Well, we're glad to have you back.
Yeah, thank you.
All right. And with that, let's go over to our winner tonight. Jake, why don't you go and interview Sean?
Sure. So Sean, you did a great match. You had a great match as well. Obviously, coming out with the win. I know you, and seeing round 2, I think, was what won it for you. In the end, you had some good pulls in round 2. But what were your thoughts with the how round 3 sort of went with the challenge that Ryan had?
You jinxed us, is what he's asking.
What was going through your mind while that was going on?
I would love to get through one match without a challenge, and it's never me that challenges. It's never me. I'm always the quiet one. No, it was one of those things. Like, I knew, like, the answer that you guys were looking for was the answer that I had in my brain. But once we went back and watched the footage, I was like, all right, I could see where that was going there. But yeah, I mean, like I said, we've made it a staple here in Club Dread, especially between Kirk and I, is if we have the lead going into 3, we win the match, because we study these deep cuts with a fine-tooth comb. We have anywhere between 80 to 100 plus questions for each movie. That's how deep we go into studying these films. So am I mad that I had to watch How to Be Single and 27 Dresses and write all those questions for that and not have to answer a single one? Sure. But you do the prep work, you do the work to get the win. I didn't need to do the prep work to get the win today, which kind of buzz me out because I love answering the round 3 questions, because that's where the real work comes in. But yeah, Ryan, those Batman questions were tough. I was figuring, with it being a fandom or geek category, that the questions are probably going to be a little more deeper than regular categories in general. So when that first one came out, it was the BBS one. I was like, crap, they went BBS on us. How rude, But it is what it is. Yeah, I know, Jake. Don't think I forgot about the Maltese Falcon from last season. But yeah, I mean, like I said, my second win of the belt in singles, technically undefeated. Not counting the triple threat. I'm ready to go again. Let's go again. Give me 8 more movies. Give me another competitor. Let's go.
Well, first of all, blame my team partner Bill Carriola for both 27 Dresses and How to Be Single.
I'm well aware. Who did it. I know who you are.
That was to throw a little wrinkle in there, but going ahead, getting another win under your belt, making an impact in singles. Is there somebody going forward that you would like to face, whether in your faction or out?
I mean, the only person that I ever wanted to go against, and I always called him out, is no longer in the fan leagues anymore. Now he's on Schmodown, which was Jacoby. But you know what? I'll throw this person's name out. He's in our faction. He's the only guy to beat me in singles, and that's Mark Kameyer. He beat me in the triple threat because he got back-to-back Anchorman questions, which was, I mean, come on, it's Anchorman. But I mean, either way, like Mark's a dear friend. If I play him, that's gonna be fun because we have a lot of fun together, studying and just messing with each other. I'll play whoever you guys give me. I know that in teams, Kirk and I are a deadly combination, and we move up the ranks and we win tournaments and stuff like that, except for when we play Brian and Joseph. But in singles, I have to prove myself. So if I have to go up every rung of the ladder to eventually get to basically you two, since you're like number 1 contender and champion with Joseph, then I'll do that. Give me whoever's next, and I will do the work.
I'll tell you what, Sean, though, it was fun watching you play. I never get to watch you play. every time you're playing, I'm sitting next to you and I'm all nerved up, and I can't enjoy myself because I'm in the match. It's very rare that I get to watch you play. And it was great to watch you play. You had a great round one. You had a couple key pulls that got you the lead out going into round two. You dominated round two. And, we didn't see we knew you were ready for round three, but we didn't get there. Great game, Brian. He played smart. He made a good challenge. He hung in there round one. Just round two didn't go his way, and that made the difference.
Yeah, it's one of those situations with that challenge. At that point, it's his last question.
It was a smart challenge that worked. It was the way to go. But like you said, I think this is just the first step for you. I think this season things are going to be different. I think we're going to see you do some damage in singles.
I can't wait.
All right. Well, we'll see you again soon. Let's wrap it up with just me and Jake. All right, Jake. Any final thoughts?
Yeah, this was a really interesting match. It was back and forth. It looked like Sean was doing really well coming out of round two, but Ryan made a valiant comeback, and I feel kind of bad. I feel kind of bad for Ryan because I feel sort of partially responsible for his demise for that town question. But it's sort of like with round three, it's always kind of tough, and some people sort of think about scenes differently. So I personally, as a question writer, probably have to go back to the drawing board a little bit and just make the questions a little more airtight. So I was waiting for someone to hate me, and here we are.
I don't know if there's any hatred. As a former question writer and still occasional question writer, I can say that it will happen again, and there's nothing you can do about it.
Great.
And it's not like it was a question that you wrote that was plain wrong. It was just one of those things that like you said, you think of a movie differently, someone else thinks of it differently. Okay, I can see how it can be interpreted that way, and it is what it is. But that's why we have backup questions, and such it is. Unfortunately, Ryan did miss the second one, but like Ryan said, Sean had 2 more questions to answer in his round 3, and Ryan said odds are he would have still hit at least one of them, because Sean, he prides himself on his round 3 skills. But we don't know. But as it is now, Sean's got the win. He's now 2-1 with an asterisk if he asks Sean because of the triple threat. But we'll look forward to seeing him again in the league as well. Thanks everybody for watching, and we'll see you next time on Full Metal Trivia.